Chang Jiang 750. I'll just give you a walk around. This bike was a copy of BMW R71. The bikes were originally made in Germany in around 1937, and then after the Second World War, Russians took the blueprints and a lot of the machinery back to Russia, and they started producing this bike as there was a copy, and then they called it a Ural. Then in the 50s, the Russian and China were friends, so the Russians gave the Chinese the blueprints, and then Chinese started building these bikes in China. They called them a Chang Jiang, Long River, and they were used as a military bike for the People's Liberation Army. So the bike basically remained unchanged from the 1937 BMW. It still had the side valve engine. Everything was very, very basic. Oh, Nancy's fallen out over in the back. Then in around 1985, 86, they re-engineered some of it and they fitted a reverse gear, which made it a lot better for the sidecar especially. And then they also started making a better engine for it, which was a 32 horsepower engine, and it was overhead valve. I bought this one about 4 years ago. I bought it with the 32 horse with the side valve because it's as original as the BMW, very, very old school, and I think it's got more of a retro look. The bike has heel toe shifter, but also has a hand shifter on this side, so you can actually change gears by hand on this side as well. This is your kickstart on the side. The bike's relatively easy to start. Key on and she'll start up pretty easy. And this bike's been fitted with a starter motor here, so I've also key on. Can start it from there, which I normally do. I never use the kickstart. Sidecar has got a brake light, clearance light in the front, and inside you just have a seat for your pillion. And then in the back here, a spare tyre, and you can open this, and this is where the boot is. Battery in there, and any tools or junk you want to put in there. So what's it ride like? Well, it rides like a 1937 BMW. They're very, very old design, so the suspension, everything about the bike is still very archaic compared to nowadays standards. They're noisy, they're slow, they ride like a brick. And sidecars, well, if you've ever ridden a bike with a sidecar, they're a prick to ride. Very hard to corner. You do a left-hand corner and often you'll lift the sidecar off the ground, and right-hand corners, you've really got to push it into the corner because the bike can't lean, so you're pushing against the sidecar. Let's take it for a ride, and you can have a listen to the sound. Hey, should we take it for a ride? Hey, jump up. Can you start the bike, Nancy?
Whoa. Wow.
Thanks, Nancy.
Don't on neutral.
She just kicked it into gear.
Oh.
Here, I'll give you the camera.
Good.
It's filming. Hey, good talk. Oh, I'll cut that part out. We can have a...